Not far away, we find Jeff Skinner today. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. How would you describe life in quarantine to date?
It's all right. For me, I guess I'm on my own usually during the year, so I guess I get some things to do and a couple of FaceTimes, keep people in the loop, and now we're here.
Have you been by yourself the whole time?
Well, yeah, I was in Buffalo for a couple of weeks when we got back, and then actually by the time I came back. The Canadian government had sort of enacted this quarantine act, which anyone coming back into Canada has to self-isolate for 14 days. So I'm in the middle of that. So, but I got my phone and my computer, so I can keep in contact with a bunch of people at the same time.
What are you missing the most?
I probably just playing hockey. I don't know. I think that's probably a popular answer. I think a lot of people are missing sports right now, but yeah, I think just sort of going to the rink and seeing my teammates, and sort of being around the guys, and um, that's probably one of the best parts of playing hockey. So yeah, I probably miss that. But again, we can keep in contact over phone. But yeah, that's probably what I miss.
Do you miss the banter, the competition with Carter Hutton in practice?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss him giving it to guys when they don't score. So get some time to think about some chirps we can get them next time.
How's your family? Take us through. You have a large family. I'm wondering, how all of them are doing, and whether any of them are working through all of this.
Yeah, they're good. Thanks. My parents are in Markham. They're all set up. They're kind of just hanging at home. They got a couple dogs, so that keeps them a little bit busy at least. And then yeah, I get five siblings. So one of them's in Edmonton, and she's doing well. Um, she's just about to have a baby soon. She's due in the next couple weeks. So it's an exciting time for her. And then yeah, my other four siblings are all in Toronto area, um, and yeah, they're doing well. So um, again, it's sort of one of those things that can keep me kind of busy. I check in on each one sort of every day, since there's a lot of them that can chew up a little bit of time. So, but yeah, it's nice to keep in touch with everyone. Obviously, everyone's going through a tough time being in quarantine, or um, not being able to see people. I think it's nice that we have sort of technology now to reach out and be able to pretty much hang out with people, which is nice.
The philanthropy side, the giving back, obviously it's been well documented this week. Take us through how you got involved in this latest round of donations, and where and why you chose to send money to where it's going.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Pagulas, they started off that fund, and I think that sort of it seemed like a good opportunity as a player, and as someone that's sort of been welcomed into the community, and gotten the support that I have to sort of jump on board with them, and try and support the community that's been so good to me, I think. And then Markham Stouffville Hospital is a hospital not too far from where I grew up, and um, again, my parents lived there. My whole family's uh, from there, and we've got some roots in that sort of community, and um, just sort of being able to give back to a community that sort of I grew up in, and had a lot of support from is nice to be able to do. And then the Kitchener Waterloo Food Bank, um, it's where I played junior hockey. It's a food bank that sort of reaches uh, quite a big number of organizations throughout southwestern Ontario. And again, I think playing junior hockey, I grew up there in a sense where I played 2 years there, and had a lot of support from the community. Um, had a lot of great experiences, and has a lot of good memories of that area. So uh, again, another opportunity to sort of give back to a community that's meant a lot to me growing up, and supported me a great amount.
I know a lot of guys that go the junior route, that can sometimes be their first introduction to, community involvement and giving back. But with you coming from such a large family of athletic-minded people, were you involved in that? Were you aware of all that kind of stuff at a really young age, and thus this came kind of naturally to you?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I think that having siblings and having siblings in sports and um, in high level sports, I think it sort of maybe they showed me sort of by example how to behave and uh, how to like. I had a great experience of being able to come up behind my siblings and have the opportunity to be guided by them and have their input. Sometimes it was negative, but but it helped a lot, I think. And I think anyone who has that experience of growing up and having a mentor or that sort of someone in that sort of position in their life, I think it can benefit you a lot. And for me, I think having my older siblings sort of fill that role for me has been huge in sort of my development as a not only as a player but as a person, I think, and it's something that I'm grateful for. I think it's as I get older, it's not lost on me how much time and effort it can take to raise a kid. So having the benefit of having four older siblings to guide the way, I think is it's a nice touch for my parents to be able to put in that kind of work. So I'm grateful for that.
Hey, what do you find yourself reflecting upon the most at a time like this?
Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of time to reflect. I think for me, obviously, watching the news, I think there's a lot of sadness and um, uh, it's it's sort of a lot of tragedy going on. But I think every now and then you see sort of uh, the stories, and I think they're becoming more common. And I mean, you have to look for them, and uh, you find sort of the stories of sort of humanity's kindness and bravery. I think, especially when you're talking about the people on the front lines and first responders and hospital staff and um, the amount of bravery and courage and kindness that they're showing to people and people they don't know and strangers and all of those things. I think that's sort of a moment. I think in sort of in the midst of all this sadness, I think it's nice to be able to see that and sort of reflect on that. I think it sort of it brings a little bit of a brightness to your day. I think when obviously it's a tough time for everyone, and everyone's going through many challenges, many different challenges. And I think when there's little bits of positive news like that, it's nice to be able to grab onto those.
Well said, Jeff. Thank you so much for the time. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.